What's going on, everyone? My name is Futuristic Hub, or Hub.
Anyone could be good at YouTube, but not own a f***ing channel. Are you stupid? Huh? Are you that stupid?
You motherfucker deserves to die.
Brian,
you time boss deserve to die.
Anyway, thumbs up this video for epic earthquake.
And you say that you're connected to it, you're not connected to it. So shut the f up.
Back in the late 2000s, when YouTube was only a few years old, the platform at first was essentially the Wild West. Yeah, if you thought 2016 was the edgiest YouTube ever was, then you would be mistaken. So if you've been watching YouTube since the late 2000s, maybe the name Lifeinatent could ring a bell. Lifeinatent was one of the most hated channels on the site before being terminated, run by the man himself, Brian Martin. Although this was not the first channel Brian had created, as before Lifeinatent he used YouTube in 2008 to promote a scam website called Pays Forever.
Listen, instead of paying cash and stuff, you go ahead and if you have, all you need is a debit card, a PayPal account or an Alert Pay or whatever, and you guys can get $20 over and over and over again. It depends on how many signups you have and your referral list, and it's just incredible, guys. It's easy. You throw up your link, people go to your link, and if they like what they see, they'll sign in, join in, you get 20 bucks, and we're all happy.
2 years after this, and Brian would create the Lifeinatent channel. Initially, he uploaded skits and vlogs, however realized that this type of content was not garnering him views and subscribers, which was needed to become monetized, resulting him in doing the lowest common denominator on this site: misleading thumbnails and titles.
Oh, this is a Lifeinatent's channel. Anyway, the first video up here is a scare prank gone horribly bad. Real. Oh my, this looks pretty good. And now we're going to get to see the real scare prank. Oh, so you're just talking about the video. You're not actually showing the video. Ah, okay, well I don't want to hear your opinion on the video. I was actually hoping to see the scary prank gone horribly real bad. Anyway, this here looks pretty good. How about we see Katy Perry with Elmo? Now, I've heard a lot about that. Where's Katy Perry?
Now, this was one of the reasons why Brian was so hated on YouTube, but this was not what the main thing he was remembered for. In fact, the hate for his channel would peak in 2011 when he uploaded the infamous Japanese earthquake video. To give some context, in 2011 an earthquake hit Japan, which led to 19,000 lives being lost. And as soon as the news broke out, Brian came to the genius idea to capitalize on the situation by taking the piss out of the tragedy.
Hey, what's happening, campers? Alright, check this out. Japan, I mean, yes, you've got the technology, but I would never, ever want to live in your country. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got earthquakes, okay? That's why. And then okay, Southern California has earthquakes too, but you guys take the cake. You had a 7.9 recently, and what is this? You're now hit by an 8.8, okay? I don't know how many people died. I don't know what the story is, but I just know they were hit by an earthquake. I mean, they seem to be getting hit by a lot of earthquakes nowadays. I cannot believe it. Anyway, thumbs up this video for epic earthquake, and I'm not trying to make a joke of this. This is a pretty epic size earthquake. It's a 8.8.
And just as Brian hoped, this video went viral, but also caused other YouTubers to make videos criticizing Brian for his insensitivity. One of the channels remembered for doing so was Blackbuster Critic, one of the very first commentary channels forgotten in time, who not only made a video on Lifeinatent, but also debated him on his channel. Well, he tried to debate.
Do you know any other words but cuss words? Cause it looks like did you even
Yo, that's your fucking mother, bitch. What the fuck?
Eventually, the Lifeinatent channel would get terminated off the platform for violating YouTube's terms of service. Brian then tried to return to YouTube by creating two other accounts, those being Mr. Internetable and Life in a Camp. But again, they were terminated by YouTube. In 2012, the creation of a channel making Minecraft animations would be created, that channel being the one and only Futuristic Hub. And who claimed to be the creator and animator of the channel?
What's going on, everyone? My name is Futuristic Hub, or Hub, as most of you guys know it.
I want to be, or I probably am right now, the most offensive Minecraft animator on YouTube. And I've animated ever since I was a child. I am an adult who enjoys Minecraft, and I enjoy animations, so yes, I'm a Minecraft animator on that channel, and I love
to animate Minecraft.
Now, the animations that Brian was uploading weren't exactly the best looking.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
But the majority of the videos uploaded were overall harmless Minecraft animations. However, a handful of videos that were uploaded were, let's say, very questionable, especially when his audience mainly consists of children, such as Needed in Minecraft, a video of two Minecraft people having intercourse, and also the sequel where the character Brian voices, being Steve, has intercourse with a fucking creeper. Unfortunately, over the years, these videos became a lot worse due to them including a lot of fetish material, ranging from farting to sexualizing Minecraft characters, and worst of all, feet. And this type of brain rot content caught the attention of the commentary community, leading multiple channels to make critical, but mostly satirical videos on Futuristic Hub. And how would Brian respond to these individuals?
Mate, I woke up every morning with a message from this shitty Twitter account saying how my life and family are going to be ruined.
First, Futuristic Hub threatened to content ID the two videos. I'm assuming that he thought this one would include his content. After that, he threatens to actually put 2 strikes on my channel because of the videos.
And he went out of his way to dox me. That was the first thing, that was the first official dox incident I ever had, where my family's house was doxed, the address was given out, my mother's phone number was given out. I don't know how this fucker did it, but he got photos of my sister, of my brother, of my grandparents.
Futuristic Hub is a fucking complete random scrub who has been stalking me for years. There's literally so many YouTubers that he has been stalking, threatening to shut down their YouTube channels. Like, this guy is a fucking con man, right?
As expected, I was met with messages informing me the couple had emailed YouTube requesting that my account be deleted.
These were just a handful of people who were harassed and threatened by Brian over the past several years. One person who's been in a feud with Brian since 2021 has been Wacky TV. A month ago, Wacky would upload a video on Brian Martin speaking about his experiences with him, and also invited 2 small commentary channels on for an interview, who explained how Brian had threatened them with lawsuits.
So the first email I received from Futuristic Hub was, hold on, I'll pull it up right now just to remind myself that basically it was, to put it to simply, it was a cease and desist from supposedly not Futuristic Hub. Obviously it was, you know,
yeah, I know he's
Craft Tastic. Yeah, of course, Craft Tastic. And it was all professional and everything, despite all the comments he made on my channel. And it was like, can you please, pretty please, take down the channel, or take down the video, or we're gonna have to do legal action. I was like, no.
So when it came down to some of the threats he had given you, none of them were death threats like you told me earlier, but what were some of the ones that he had given you?
Just a whole bunch of legal threats. So in the second email that they sent me, Team Craft Tastic sent me, he said, let us know what you'd like to do to remedy this.
And these interviews prove one thing: no matter what size channel you are, if you make a video on Brian, he will email you and threaten a lawsuit. But don't worry if this happens. Brian has a track record of constantly threatening people, and not just lawsuit threats.
Why don't you come here? Come visit. Come visit. I'll crack a bottle of your head and your throat with it. I hope you guys know that you guys have very limited time. On whatever it is you guys are planning on doing with your lives, do it quickly. Do it fast.
I don't know what that means.
That means I'm coming after you. And if I'm not coming after you, other people will. I'm going to make sure you guys are taken care of.
Are those birds at your house?
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful.
A man who goes by the name Brandon Keating used to be a troll on YouTube back in 2009. In the early years of YouTube, the community used to be very small, so Brandon knew of Brian when he was Lifeinatent. After a year, Brandon would quit the trolling channel and would move on with his life. That is until a man named Marco Princip contacted Brandon asking him if he wanted to invest in creating a community channel. That channel being known as video games. Yeah, anyone remember that? Anyway, Brandon agreed and invested $1,500 as Marco had promised him 30% of the channel's earnings. However, several months after the channel's creation, Brandon wasn't being paid a penny from the channel, and that's when he realized Marco had scammed him. Marco had also hired a 15-year-old kid named Drew to run the channel, who would go on to lock Marco out of the video games channel. Why? Because Marco also didn't pay him.
Where's my money, bitch?
After Brandon heard this, he contacted Marco and said, hey, let's sue this kid and get the channel back. Instead, Marco apparently claimed that he had already sued Drew and got the channel back. And who helped Marco do this? Brian Martin. After gaining back control of the channel, Marco and Brian agreed that they would split the profits 50-50 made from the video games channel. Once Brandon learned that Marco got the channel back, he filed a lawsuit on both Marco and Brian as they never paid Brandon the money he was owed. Ultimately, Brandon won the lawsuit in 2016 and the court fined Marco and Brian $20 million. So you know how previously I mentioned how Marco and Brian agreed to split the profits? Well, Marco ended up scamming Brian and ran away with 100% of the revenue.
Scam again, scam, boy, scam again, scam, boy. Scam again, scam. Don't, are you idiot, you stupid mother.
If you're wondering whatever happened to the Futuristic Hub channel since it's been terminated off the platform, when Brian was sued for $20 million, he refused to pay Brandon anything and instead fled the US to go live in the UK with his wife Holly. So Brandon decided to take ownership of the Futuristic Hub channel in order to collect any money to pay off the $20 million. Therefore, Brian started uploading onto a new channel called Wildcraft, as he was locked out of the Futuristic Hub channel. For Brian to keep the Futuristic Hub channel, he had to convince the court that he never created or owned the channel. He just voice acted for it from the very beginning, and that the actual owner and animator was his wife, Holly.
What do I look like? I look like an idiot. I don't care what you believe.
Even though in 2016 when he was sued, he admitted in court documents that he owned the channel. Even though there are videos of him saying that he is Futuristic Hub and that he animates the videos. Oh wait. His excuse for that was when Holly animated Minecraft corn on the channel, she got a lot of hate. So Brian turned the hate on himself by pretending he was the one who animated it, in order to protect Holly. I mean, by that logic, Holly was around 12 years old when she animated Minecraft corn, which means you helped a child make animated corn by voice acting in it.
What?
Wait, no, sorry. Brian claimed that Holly tricked him into doing it by asking him for wrestling noises. Ultimately, Brian ended up losing access to the channel since no one believed his story, as well as the Wildcraft channel.
I see you smiling back there, Frank.
Nevertheless, the Futuristic Hub channel would get taken down, but not by Brandon, but Brian, as he copyright struck the channel into termination. So what is happening with Brian as of 2024? Well, last year, Brian would create another channel called Craft Tastic, where he would continue to upload his brain rot Minecraft animations. After a year of posting, the channel managed to accumulate a profit of $300,000, and Brian ended up losing all this money due to his brother Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Martin is another, let's just say, interesting individual. Nevertheless, when Brian created the channel, he put the channel under Kevin's name, so Kevin was holding all the money that was made from the channel. One day, Brandon would get a call from Kevin, who was intoxicated. Kevin was worried that Brandon would go after him legally since he was helping Brian, leading to Kevin sending Brandon the $300,000.
I'm actually giving you an offer.
Right.
I will give you the entire 300.
Well,
if you just close it.
But
because I am, you don't know. If I don't, I'm gonna die.
No, Kevin.
Okay?
Kevin.
I don't like it.
Kevin. What I can assure you is that if you were to give that to us, because you know it rightfully belongs to us, I can give you my word that I will make sure you do not get sued. Your brother is a different story.
I'll give you the money.
What's that?
I'll give it the money.
Okay.
You have 300,000, and that's it. And you can just stop this entire.
I will. Hey, listen. I will make sure. If you gave us that 300,000, I give you my word, I will talk to the lawyers and make sure they do not sue you.
To make matters worse for Brian, the Craft Tastic channel was demonetized for a brief period of time due to YouTube thinking the channel sexualized the minors. Poor Brian, the man truly cannot catch a break. So this concludes the Futuristic Hub saga. Brian Martin is a man who will never change. He will never pay the $20 million he was sued for. In fact, he has stated that he would rather unalive himself than pay anything.
Well, I really hope you don't commit suicide.
I am killing myself!
And I need you...
so is Holly!
When?
You stupid cunt!
When?
We're killing ourselves soon!
Brian, don't talk like
soon,
that.
No, we are killing ourselves!
Don't do that.
We are killing ourselves!
Listen.
Although I think the $20 million he was sued for was a bit too high. He would have never gotten himself in this situation if he just didn't scam. In fact, if he just kept uploading onto the Futuristic Hub channel, he probably would have been able to eventually pay off the $20 million, since his Craft Tastic channel managed to make $300,000 in just 1 year. But instead, he refused to pay anything and ultimately lost a very good source of income, the Futuristic Hub channel.
Random sound